What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the old school series. I got some business to take care of at the coffee shop this morning. Let's cue our intro and get started with the day. That was probably the most productive conversation I have had in a long time. If you guys are new to old school, we just picked up a really rusted out and abandoned combine last episode, and today is the start of harvest. The sorghum plot is officially ready to harvest. And the reason I went to coffee is that we have 4 plots of land that we are going to be looking to do some cash rent on. We'll break into some of those analytics in a little bit, but for starters, we got to get the combine moved over to the sorghum plot so that way we can start threshing. Hope everybody is having a great day. We are on Ashton Corners for all of you guys who wonder what map this is. If you enjoy the old school and you want to continue to see us try to build this empire, you gotta let me know down below by smashing that like button. Maybe consider subscribing. Our alfalfa is ready to be baled up. We got everything stationed. We're just letting the grass dry a little bit from the dew overnight. I didn't check what the prices were for sorghum, so I don't know if we can really hold it yet or if we gotta just sell it directly to the co-op. But the farm is starting to make some headway. I was laughing in the comments. Somebody was like, why do you have the chair and carpet thing in the corner of the shed? I used it as a teleport point, but I ended up putting a doormat in the old corn crib. Let's see if this thing works. We put a new battery in it since last time, but it's kind of been running really rough. Okay, it's still doing good. But the other main problem is that I think we have a serious hydraulic leak. I've gone through about 2.5 gallons worth, and I can't seem to find out where the leak is coming from. We'll try and fix that after we get our sorghum threshed. Let's just see what the prices are looking like. It is in its lowest season, and we'd have to hold till January. Okay. I don't suppose we're gonna get a full wagon out of this. We'll just put this in the storage shed till we can sell it. I think Corey's gonna follow me in the white tractor. He's just kind of a little bit behind schedule this morning. We can't expect anything record-breaking, but at least some money that can cover the seed costs for our next crop season would be ideal. Over the last 2 days, we really have just been tweaking this thing as much as we can to get it prepared to harvest. But let's jump to the field and just see for ourselves how well this thing can indeed thresh. So let's get the separator engaged. Cab still shakes like a nightclub in Vegas. Let's see what she's got. I see a few on the ground, but nothing I don't think I can really worry about. Oh, there's Corey. That monitor does not look promising, but we are filling up pretty quickly. We're almost at 10%, and we went, what, maybe 30 yards? Something that interests me about sorghum is look at how high the header has to sit, because you really only need the top half of the plant. But I think that previous owner really kind of had problems with keeping the header dug into the ground, because look at that front plate. It almost looks more like a skid plate. I want you guys to get involved in the chat. What is the oldest piece of machinery you yourself have operated? I think the oldest piece of machinery I have is Spencer's 4020. I think his is older than Grant's, but I've driven 2 4020s. Oh, wait, no, I'm stupid. The 130, the International. That thing's from 1957. The little farm-all with a belly mower. That thing is fun. You guys know the drill. Let me know. I don't know what a good sorghum crop would bring with bushels to the acre, but seriously, we're at 65% and almost a full headland. That seems like it's very, very good considering how wide of a header we're using. Maybe I will have to look into renting a grain bin. Start of headland number 2, 1,900 liters. I wish I knew how much that was in bushels. That is a very small grain hopper. I think we got enough crops to do it, but I'd be very happy if I could get 1 trailer out of this. That put almost 30% in there. On a plus note, the tram lines are really nice for the header width because look, I did 1 pass there. This is the second pass, and then my tire for the white is directly where the 3rd pass would start. That monitor shows we're going to need to do a lot of work if we want to keep this up. Went from 86 around the headland to 41. That sucks. At least we did not have to fight the weeds. This field did not have very many weeds, but the withering from lack of moisture did hurt us. If I am to do crops next season, if I can't find a corn picker or a suitable corn header for this thing, we might just have to stick to beans and possibly a wheat crop so we can sell off the straw. Would I like to do corn? Absolutely, because then I can get that little corn dryer set up, but we're gonna have to look at our finance to see if we can logically even afford to do that. Looking into our used market, really besides the trailer, an auger that is way too big, well above what I need combine, or possibly the fuel trailer, I really don't need anything in here. Used market has been rather dry, but not as dry as my humor. Ah! Sorry, I kind of have to entertain myself. I guess looking at it now, we are starting to increase the yield. It's still sitting in about that 50 to 55 range, but I think we got a couple spots that might be in the 60 to 70 range. Ah, shoot. I don't think I'm going to make it all the way back. Hurry! I need you! Get your butt over here! I think he's coming up. Hello? There he is. Buddy, you gotta get further ahead. There you go. No, keep going. There you go. Just wait it off. Hang on. Now just stick around. I'll do a couple passes and we'll probably just continue with it on the run. I love Follow Me with a passion. It is such a convenient mod. I think we'll tune you guys in to 3800 The Buck. And remember to check out Andy Clean, the world's greatest farm soap. No problem ever having some good, clean fun. Don't think we're gonna get the full wagon that I wanted, but you know what? We're getting pretty dang close. Corey's been doing a great job. I have no complaints so far. Daryl was out of town for the weekend, so that is why Corey is rocking with us on the cart. But for the first year crop, I think we'll take what we can get. I don't know if I'm gonna do tillage immediately, because I'd like to buy the data that we can use to find out what the field actually needs. Let's top off Corey quick. Whoa, hold on there, buddy. And run the numbers to see just what we got. Little over 80%. Not bad. We'll take this back to the farm. Corey is going to take the combine if he can get there without wrecking it. And I think we'll break you guys kind of into our financial plans for the future. I mentioned right at the beginning of the episode I had some important business down at Coffee, and that has to deal with Katie and David. Katie is one of the biggest landowners in this area, with the plot directly to my left and conveniently the one that's also right next to her farmyard, along with another patch just near my farmyard. Man, Corey is Holland. Field 9, 10, 30, and I think that's it, are all of the ground from Katie that we're going to be looking to do some cash rent on. But field 13, the one behind my house, is the one that is owned by David. With all of that land put together, we are looking at about 25 acres, but a little under 24 as arable farm ground. At $150 for unirrigated ground, we could rent all that ground at $3,580 a year. However, I'm going to do a 2-year option at $7,161, so I will get full return of what comes off of the land. I can't afford to buy the stuff right now, but if we can get our hands on it through a slightly cheaper option, I will take the risk that we can get back what we put in. Man, that countryside view is just beautiful. I'm going to get the combine cleared out so we can start getting it serviced and ready for possible fall work. We'll check back with you guys closer to around lunchtime. That way we can talk to the agronomist up there and get some data for the sorghum plot. Checking back in, we're just about done with the combine. I completely forgot to mention it, but on Facebook Marketplace, I ended up coming across that roller that's behind the white. Picked it up for about $800, and it'll obviously help us in the long run, just kind of helping get the seed bed ready. Do we have any more contracts that show up yet? Ooh, we do. We could probably do that later this week. We could do that job for Katie. Oh, that would be a massive job. We did what, field 19 and it took that long? That'd take a while. And I don't have any way to do plowing, but we could do spraying. $21,800 on the table if we wanted to work around, not counting this job. But I ain't got time for that right now. The field's close enough, I think I'm just gonna get my daily cardio in and walk. You know, the 620 really has been an absolute animal since we got that tune-up done to it. Yeah, sure, it took a little bit of extra time, but I think it was well worth it. Just double checking a couple lines I had some leaks on the other day. I think we are ready to go. It just dawned on me. This will be the first time we have gotten to use the 348. Pickup looks good. Everything seems to be in working order. Let's test her out. Ooh, watch out for the truck. Kind of forgot that was sitting there. Looking good, looking good. I got these things raked up the other day, but they kind of blew around, so I might be missing some. This doesn't have as wide of a pickup as that New Holland we were using. Ooh, she's a little bit on the struggle bus. Let's drop it to second. Come on, Johnny. Somebody mentioned that I should just tear this up and put traditional grass in because alfalfa does not produce nearly as much as grass does. While I feel that is a logical argument, I also think it's just I'm not cutting the alfalfa correctly. First bale is officially on the trailer and I am missing a bunch. Nice. When we did our first cut, it had that purple flower on top, and I missed a couple spots on the second cutting. So when it came to the quote-unquote third, the next stage of it, you could see that it clearly got taller. So I've just been cutting it way too early. That's my own fault. I'll probably be lucky if I get 5 bales out of this. Katie has a massive piece of brome grass ground, but because she works cattle, I wasn't able to swindle that one for a rent fee. Deere's not leaving too many scraps behind. Can't complain too much. What do we got? 3 passes? That'll work. These hillsides, man, they're brutal on my stuff. But it's amazing how much effort it takes to get the baler, the tractor, the wagon up the hill while under load. But as it looks, second gear is our strongest, so let's ride with what we can. On a brighter note, we've at least made what says 6 bales. I'll probably end up taking that cultivating job. I have nothing else to really do today besides take the bales to market. Ooh, we might have just enough scraps. I'm gonna go for 8. Give me a minute. I gotta go play I Spy with alfalfa. Hey! There's 8. I was searching there for about 5-10 minutes. Wait, what? Hold on. I got 9? Hey, that's one more than I thought I'd get. Just gonna have to look for some haying jobs if we want this occupation to give us any money. Ah, belt squeak. I don't know how much it's gonna cost the agronomist to go out there and get these soil samples, but if it's really any more than about $1,000, I don't think I'm gonna put the money into it quite yet. I'm solely relying on contracts to fund the farm, so being wise with where the money goes is crucial at this point in time. What do you think I get? 100 bucks? Nah, that's too much. 85. Oh, okay. I'll take that. Let's head into the shop and get chatting it up to see what this might cost us. In order to get the data for this plot and this plot, we are going to be looking at, of course, it's 1,050. Why would it not be 1,050? What about this plot? Okay. Well, I already talked to Walter, and he said he'd give me $4,100 to till up that plot behind his place. So I guess hypothetically we could purchase that soil information. The only problem I'm gonna have is I gotta try and purchase the data for all of these plots as well, and that is not gonna be cheap. I guess let's just bite it for now. And how much would my little alfalfa ground cost? Still 700. No, that's not even close to worth it. All right, let's see what we got. A lot of that ground is sand. Our pH needs serious work. That needs lime like now. If we wanted corn, yep, yeah. And we don't have any seed rate because we have not planted yet. Memory serves me correct. Loam sand is a very low seed rate, but I could be wrong. I think we'll do ourselves a favor and get that contract for Walters started, but I think we're gonna wait out through the rest of this crop year and sign the papers in probably late October. That way we can begin the fall work and have as best of a chance come the spring season. Would I love to make $44,000 off this plot to my left? Absolutely, but that is a stream kind of a field, if you know what I mean. Cultivator has been picked up. Let's get tilling. Dude, look at that grass. You can make some killer bales out of that. You gotta get Walter out here. Did he lose this whole field? Oh, that's right. He sprayed this stuff with the wrong chemical and it completely withered out the oats. That sucks. Yeah, this was a plot that apparently when he went out to go and spray, he put the wrong kind of chemical on it and it ended up frying the whole plot. These seed hybrids can get very, very picky these days with what they have on them. I got that depth set where I want it to be. Let's knock out our inside rows and then we'll finish out with the headlands. Poor Walter, man, that is rough. Losing an entire patch of oats. Ouch. What are oats even worth in the market? You can get a little bit of money for them. Not right now, but come December. Yeah. Not looking forward to climbing back up that hill, but I think Johnny's got it. Topsoil looks pretty dang dark, not that many stones. I'm not certain how the map's layout looks. With my ground being pretty much all sand, I'm hoping that doesn't affect our yieldage. Johnny is definitely hurting. Probably should have put the white tractor on it, but it'll be fine. We'll work it out. This has taken quite a while, but I have made a wonderful discovery. When we get back to the top of the hill, you might be able to see that little slow-moving vehicle sign. Walter apparently has a Heston swather. I have been waiting for that swather pack to be converted for so long because that's the one that dries hay right out the back of the deck. We need to get that for the hay farm. Screw the hay bind, screw the tedder, screw all that. We just get straight from mowing to hay baling. That's efficiency. Got about 10% left on the deal, so I will try to finish this up and then we will see you guys back at the farm to clean things up and to see where we are at. That'll put us right under $14,500. We're gonna get this stuff cleaned off. And really, I've only got to mow the yard and that's about it for the day. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in today with the Old School series. If you'd like to check out the other parts of this playlist, you can look at that in the top right-hand corner of your screen. We're going to keep on keeping on one way or another, so make sure to keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh, and most importantly, keep it fun. We will see you guys all in the next episode. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.